The dancer accidentally fell and became a legless woman due to a one-trick pony. Her life was saved, but she was left with a 40-centimeter scar, causing her to limp and making it impossible for her to run or jump. She sought work in another troupe but was rejected because of her stiff movements. In an attempt to heal her foot, she tried using ice water to stimulate circulation, but it failed. When she heard about an audition for a stage play, she bravely decided to go. She introduced herself as Terry Gianofrio, a newcomer with 2.5 years of experience in singing and dancing. Before she could finish, the director recognized her as the girl whose performance had made Terry Gianofrio famous. He doubted she could still dance and asked her to walk around the stage twice. Terry Gianofrio wanted to prove herself, so she performed a high-flying dance, but the director wasn't impressed. Terry Gianofrio persisted and danced again, but still the director wasn't satisfied. He wasn't happy with her performance and simply said 3 words, "Do it again." "Do you think I'm an iced tea?" he asked. "Do you think there's a prize for opening the lid?" The director wanted to make her suffer, but she couldn't afford to miss this last chance. With all her strength, she leapt, nearly fracturing her leg. As she watched the director's flattery, tears filled her eyes. Then, the troupe manager, Roman Castavet, who had been seated in the back, stood up and asked, "Do you want to be Terry Gianofrio the pig digging in the dirt?" "I want to see how you feel," he added. Wagging his tail, hearing such an insult to his character, Ali responded with both arrogance and humility, stating that he could give his life for the dream of dancing, but he would never lose his dignity for a job. "If you can't do it, then go ahead," he said. "My girlfriend who tried out got a spot at Fuji. We'll talk when we're in a better position." He was stubborn and refused to return to his father's place. A sudden gust of wind hit the apartment, and the doorman, who was about to ask for more favors, paused. A call from an evil spirit echoed from the Yellow Lake. After waking from his nightmare, Ali realized he had met Minnie Castavet and Uncle Piao, the generous landlords known for their good deeds. They were so wealthy that they couldn't possibly spend it all. When Minnie Castavet heard that Ali was about to lose his job, she offered him a 2-bedroom apartment on the 7th floor, rent-free. Ali's girlfriend warned him to be cautious when accepting favors from strangers, but Ali felt the kindness from his elderly benefactors was genuine. Not wanting his girlfriend to cover the rent while he was unemployed, Ali packed his belongings and joyfully moved in. Mai was surprised to discover an old dancing shoe with the name Poor written on it. Poor had been the last girl she helped, but one day she vanished without a word, leaving Mai deeply saddened. Ali wore high heels, and when the moment came, only one man was there. Ali realized that Mai wanted an exclusive chance to persuade him. Ali was poisoned with wine and became Guanyin, the goddess of mercy. With a sudden surge from his horse, the music thrust him into a dim, underground space. Ali initially saw no signs, then a massive stage appeared, where numerous brawny men juggled, guided by his horse. They placed Terry Gianofrio on the bed and then performed a show, posing outside and forming an ever-changing octopus. As the music ended, the group gradually retreated from the stage, leaving a dead silence around them. Terry Gianofrio glanced over and shuddered in fear as a colorful black devil emerged from beneath him. He had a terrible headache, and Terry Gianofrio thought he might have swallowed a broken tablet and dreamt of something unpleasant. Meanwhile, Marchamp remarked that last night's nightcap was worth $1,000. Congratulations to Terry Gianofrio on joining the troupe and starting stage rehearsals. However, after joining, it became clear that Terry Gianofrio struggled to keep up with the rest of the troupe. The female lead, Minnie Castavet, even openly mocked Terry Gianofrio, saying, "We're practicing very hard with our legs open during the day, but it's not easy for you to open your legs at night." That day, when she returned to the apartment, Minnie Castavet introduced another retired lady judge from the neighborhood, Auntie Wang. Auntie Wang, who was very knowledgeable in Chinese medicine, rubbed a bottle of ointment known as a miracle cure for bone fractures. After applying the ointment, Terry Gianofrio slept deeply and soundly. In her dream, she heard the devil's call once more. This time, she could finally see that the demon was the Sardinian with legs on his head. Upon waking, Ali was shocked to find her feet covered in blood, but they had come back to life. It was only after performing some difficult movements so silky smooth that Ali instantly regained her confidence, and the rehearsals for the troupe were perfectly in sync. It was time for the Christmas festival. Ali, along with her girlfriends, participated in the makeup party at the apartment. Very quickly, she noticed several strange things. Firstly, among all the guests, Auntie May only recommended Dr. Zhang, the obstetrician, asking Ali to accept her business card. Secondly, Ali overheard Auntie Wang's conversation, saying she couldn't do it and wouldn't do it again. When she noticed Ali, Auntie Wong instantly stopped talking and left. Minnie Castevet, with a gentle smile, explained that they often argued and reassured Ali not to be concerned about it. Then, Minnie Castevet presented a mink coat to Ali as a Christmas gift. Moreover, she also gifted her a pendant, which was claimed to be 300 years old. It resembled a windshield bead. Ali was deeply touched and felt incredibly fortunate to have encountered such generous people as Minnie Castevet and Uncle Piao. She danced, sang, and joyfully danced with Uncle Piao. She danced and sang, and at the conclusion of her song, she leapt into the air. My girlfriend helped her in trouble, and now that she's wealthy, she remembers. Ali bought a personalized Hermes gift, her dream item, and while they drank, Ali felt something on her waist. After the scare, Ali experienced stomach pains and vomited for a long time. At Chang's clinic, she found out that she was 3 months pregnant. The news hit her Terry Gianofrio a bolt from the blue. Ali was in shock. Her upcoming performance was her only chance to make a name for herself. How could she dance with a belly? Jinji passed by and overheard the shocking news. The big-mouthed sister Kim had already spread the news to the troupe. When they discussed Horsey's resignation, not only did they refrain from telling her to abort the child, but they also encouraged her to keep the baby. Moreover, Auntie May and Roman Castevet had already set up a nursery for the child. Roman Castevet mentioned that he couldn't have children in his generation, and if Auntie May didn't wish to be a mother, they would be happy to raise the child as their own. Later, when Ali returned to her bed to wash herself, she sensed someone was hiding in the room. As she got out of bed and turned on the light, she discovered that the good fellow, Auntie Wang, had come to her room. Auntie Wang waved her scissors at Ali's belly. Ali quickly closed the door to dodge the cut and escaped through the doorway. After a while, Auntie Wang was still there. She knocked down the door and found Auntie Wang having a heart attack on the floor. Medical staff soon took Auntie away. The next day, no specimens came with good news. Auntie Wang was not in danger, she just needed hospital observation. Importantly, Ali hadn't harmed her fetus, which was good. However, Ali grew suspicious. While cleaning, she found a secret door in the kitchen wallpaper, crawled through it to Auntie Wang's room, and saw a strange red book with herb drawings and sartain sketches. She took the book and returned to her room. Then something odd happened. Minnie Castevet was rehearsing when she felt warm. Her bones twisted as if she had a fever, and she had to be hospitalized. As if by blood, Ali became the #1 girl in the stage show, and to match her new short hairstyle, Auntie May took the initiative to cut Ali's long hair. It seemed normal at first, but then Auntie May began acting strangely. Almost a year had passed, and Terry Gianofrio watched in awe as Yuki was successfully pua'd by Auntie May. Once a simple girl from a small, obscure place, Yuki was now set to shine on stage. The first dress rehearsal went smoothly. However, as Terry Gianofrio removed her makeup, a sharp abdominal pain struck her. Almost immediately, she noticed her belly bulging unnaturally, and to her horror, a human face seemed to appear inside. Terry Gianofrio, though not highly educated, was no fool. She remembered the sinister image of a pregnant woman from Auntie Wang's mysterious book. Realizing the apartment wasn't safe, Terry Gianofrio decided to escape. Following clues left behind in an old pair of samurai shoes, she discovered a suitcase left by the unfortunate previous tenant. Inside, she found only a crucifix necklace and a black Bible. However, when Terry Gianofrio touched the crucifix, it burned her skin, deepening her worry. Desperate for answers, Terry Gianofrio made a special trip to the town's largest church. Upon seeing the statue of Jesus, an intense pain surged in her stomach, accompanied by a nauseating smell. Despite her suffering, she felt a strange sense of joy mixed with fear. An old nun at the church was terrified at the sight of Terry Gianofrio and the little red book she carried. The nun claimed the book was not merely strange but a doctrine of the devil. After drying her tears, the nun confessed everything she knew and prayed fervently for Terry Gianofrio, warning her against keeping the child. Determined to act, Terry Gianofrio dragged her girlfriend to a hidden back alley in Chinatown. Though it appeared to be a Chinese restaurant, it secretly operated in the grim business of ending lives. Terry Gianofrio wept as she confided in her girlfriend, explaining that there was no way to remove the evil within her by external means. Her girlfriend, compassionate and selfless, insisted they face the situation together as sisters, refusing to leave her side. That night, Terry Gianofrio dressed up and returned to the apartment. The elevator stopped on a mysterious mezzanine floor. As she stepped out, she found herself inside an old theater, the same one she had once dreamt of. The scene from her nightmare had come to life. It wasn't her, but the cursed book of marks that revealed the horrifying truth. The only way to bring the son of the devil into the world was through her body. Roman Castevet had intentionally targeted Ettore Giannofrio for this purpose. In a desperate act, Ettore Giannofrio raised her sword and struck Roman Castevet, sacrificing her own life in the process. Her blood soaked into the vines on the floor, triggering the arrival of the son of the devil. By then, it was too late to escape. Guards had already blocked every exit. Ettore Giannofrio fled to the 7th floor and locked herself in her room. Clutching a fruit knife, she threatened to end it all by killing the evil child within her. Unfortunately, she underestimated the evil one's power. Roman Castevet appeared, urging Ettore Giannofrio to embrace her fate as a vessel chosen by the divine. Ettore Giannofrioed her role to that of Mary, the mother of Jesus, insisting she was destined for greater honor than a mere dancer. Those words deeply moved Ettore Giannofrio. With tears streaming down her face, she resigned herself to the dark truth. She acknowledged the child within her as the son of the devil, seeing herself as a twisted parallel to the Virgin Mary. He arrived at the gathering of believers, where he was to be worshipped with tremendous pomp and grand hymns. The atmosphere pulsed with the rhythm of dance, a peculiar rhythm, almost Ettore Giannofrio a piñata celebration. While it may not have been the ideal way to dance, it was performed repeatedly, not just once or twice, but over and over again. Each repetition built anticipation, transforming the dance into a ritual of its own. Though unconventional, the repetitive nature of the performance captivated the crowd, creating a mesmerizing spectacle that left an unforgettable impression on everyone present. The dance became a symbol, an endless cycle of devotion, a testament to the power of belief and the influence of tradition. It was a scene Ettore Giannofrio any other, etched into the memories of all who witnessed it. The film 7, A Fable, serves as the sequel to the iconic horror movie Rosemary's Baby, released 56 years later. Those familiar with Hollywood's dark history might recall that in 1968, Roman Polanski directed Rosemary's Baby, a film steeped in controversy due to its alleged ties to Sardinian cults and its perceived betrayal of God. Tragedy struck the following year, in 1969, when members of a cult invaded Polanski's mansion, brutally murdering his pregnant wife, a horrific event that sparked outrage and scandal across the world. This infamous incident was later referenced in Quentin Tarantino's 2019 film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The character of Alif in 7, A Fable symbolizes the oppressive power of a male-dominated society. During the 1960s, women fought fiercely for their freedom and happiness, enduring blood, rain, and tears in their struggle to break free from control and reclaim their agency.